everyone, welcome to this update video. I hope you're doing well this morning. Buenos días a todos, espero que estés bien esta mañana. So I will be taking a look at what is going on across the Caribbean. In some areas there is a substantial rainfall increase, and I would say flooding is even going to be possible, maybe not widespread, but some of those flood prone areas which experience a good downpour can actually be inundated today. So I will be talking about that. Para las personas que hablan español, incluiré una pequeña sección de actualizaciones en este video. Alright, so let's get straight into it. We can see here on the satellite imagery of the North Atlantic that there is that area of low pressure located to the southwest of the Azores. So that's not something to really be concerned about. It's just swirling out there. And as we head to the Caribbean, though, we can see that there is a bit more activity. Now, there are two troughs within the vicinity of the Caribbean. So one is outside the Caribbean, to the east of the Leeward Islands, and another extends into the eastern Caribbean. So thanks to that area of low pressure, there is going to be a substantial rainfall increase. So sometimes when these troughs are around, they allow for a lot of precipitation for that particular area. And that is what is expected today. Some areas have already been receiving some decent rainfall activity in the northeast, the Leeward Islands, Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, Haiti, the Dominican Republic, as well. There's been some rainfall activity, and the rain is really going to be lingering in parts of the eastern Caribbean through the next few days. Then as we head further to the west, Jamaica, there's been some substantial rain in some areas yesterday. Some areas such as Kingston got some decent rainfall, but others remain pretty dry. Areas such as Montego Bay, very little to no rainfall activity. Much not happening for the Turks and Caicos Islands, Cuba, Cayman Islands, and towards parts of Central America, although there could be some decent showers as we head through today. Now let's move on to the rainfall forecast, so we can see that it gets pretty colorful in parts of the northern Caribbean. Let's zoom into the northeast. So as we head to the Leeward Islands, Anguilla, St. Martin, St. Barthélemy, Saba, St. Eustatius, St. Kitts and Nevis, even parts of Antigua, Barbuda, Guadeloupe, Dominica, maybe even Montserrat at times, there could be some showers moving through. And as we head to the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico, we kind of see more of those red shadings. So rainfall amounts up to around an inch or just over an inch as we head through today. Same story for some spots in the Dominican Republic. We're seeing all those yellow, orange, and a few spots of reds. Haiti may also experience some decent rain in some areas. Others may be quite dry. But we see some of those more colorful shadings, purples, pinks offshore. So the heaviest rainfall today is likely to remain offshore. But there is a stationary front within the vicinity of Cuba and the Bahamas, and as a result there could be some decent rain for parts of the southern Bahamas, maybe even near the Turks and Caicos Islands, and a few spots in Cuba as well through today. For Jamaica, there could be some substantial rain in some areas as well. So I mentioned that yesterday we got some rain in some areas. Others have been on the dry side. So hopefully areas that have been very dry experience at least a good downpour, because we all need it without a doubt. And then Cayman Islands, much not expected, although there could be a shower passing by. Western Cuba, northern Bahamas, Florida, heading over to parts of Mexico, northern Belize, much of Guatemala, El Salvador, parts of western Honduras. Much rain not expected today. For parts of southern Belize, going to the Bay Islands of Honduras, sections of eastern Honduras, eastern Nicaragua, some spots in Costa Rica and Panama. A few showers are possible. San Andreas, Providencia, much not really expected today. But going to South America, rather, we can see, as usual for Colombia, it gets pretty colorful near the coast, so there could be some decent rainfall. Meanwhile, most of Venezuela is likely to remain dry today, and then the Guyanas may experience some heavy rain at times. ABC Islands. So ABC Islands, there could be some showers passing by, and that is the same story for areas such as Barbados, Grenada, the Grenadines, St. Vincent, St. Lucia, and even parts of Martinique. But for Trinidad, Tobago, it gets a little bit more colorful there. So there could be some more decent rain, although not guaranteed for the entirety of the islands. Para personas en países como Puerto Rico y la República Dominicana, Hay un área de baja presión dentro de la región que permitirá un aumento sustancial en la actividad de lluvias en todo el noreste del Caribe. No descarto inundaciones porque seguramente serán posibles si cae un aguacero fuerte y abrumador. So that was for my Spanish speakers to basically summarize what's happening for the northeastern Caribbean. So going on to the wind forecast now, we can see these purple, these blue shadings popping up here and there. Another windy day across the Caribbean, especially offshore Colombia and in the southeastern Caribbean. So winds could be up to around 20-25 knots at maximum through today, but gusts could definitely be higher than that. And winds are mainly coming out of the east and a bit of the northeast for areas such as the Bahamas, even going to Cuba and the Cayman Islands as well. And so guys, that is basically what I wanted to share with you in this update video. Again, this rainfall activity is going to be loitering around through the next few days. It's not just a one-day event, but that's some good news. That's some time for the soil to really get saturated, because especially for those areas that have been so dry, many plants, many crops, they need that substantial rainfall increase. I'm sure that the velocity of rivers, springs has also slowed in some areas because of the lack of rain, so this would really replenish them, and it would just be really amazing. But the downside is that sometimes with a sudden heavy downpour, some areas could be overwhelmed, and that results in flooding. So as I said, flooding is going to be possible today, but it may not be on a widespread scale. So please take the necessary precaution wherever required and stay safe, guys. But that is pretty much what I wanted to share with you in this update. And also, we're going to continue to see this sort of increase in rain. Models pretty much show that the Eastern Caribbean could be active as they're going to be heading through the next half of April, which is from tomorrow onwards. So we could definitely see more activity in the Eastern Caribbean as we head through the rest of the month and even towards May. Overall, for the Caribbean region, there is likely to be that increase in rainfall in May because the rainy season starts to kick in, and then as we know, hurricane season will begin. Wouldn't be surprised if there is an early start because models keep showing these little low pressure areas spinning here and there. So there are definitely some hints that, hey, we could see preseason activity this year. One of the main factors is the fact that the sea surface temperatures are very, very warm and supportive. But I'll keep you guys posted as usual. So that is it for this update video, and I hope you found it to be quite informative. But if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'll respond to you when I can, and remember to always be weatherwise.